Hello, friends, and welcome to another Origins of Expressions. Today, we'll be going over the phrases holy smokes, smoke and mirrors, blow smoke. What do they all have in common? They're all phrases and idioms around smoke. Let's get right to work and start this video. Smoke. That rising substance made of carbon and particles that is created by something burning. Smoke has been around since the discovery of fire. You know that old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. The word smoke has been long associated with deception, obscuring, or clouding in English and American slang. As we start to use smoke in our language as slang, we start to see new phrases rise up. Today, we'll explore 3 expressions where smoke is the subject. Let's not waste any time and waft over to our first phrase. Holy smokes. Holy smokes means to be surprised or amazed. A phrase used to show a surprise during a situation. Holy smokes, did you see that? This phrase is made up of 2 words, holy and smoke. The word holy is an old word that comes from before the time of Christianity, where the word was used to express something that was intact or whole. As Christianity spread through the world, the word became holy and started to mean godly. It wasn't until the 1800s that the word holy started to be used as an intensifying word to put more emphasis on a phrase. This is the time when we start seeing holy adorn many words, like holy smoke, holy mackerel, holy cow, and even holy moly. Most of them being euphemisms or alternative sayings for holy Christ or holy Moses. Today, we still hear holy smoke as a way of expressing surprise or embarrassment. An example sentence is, we won the lottery! Holy smokes, that's amazing news. Well, they have a lot of celebrating to do. Let's leave them and move into our next phrase. Smoke and mirrors. Smoke and mirrors means obscuring the truth, trickery, or deception. That trick is all smoke and mirrors. This expression is not that old. It started in the 1900s. The phrase smoke and mirrors reverberates to tools magicians used in elaborate stage illusions. The suggestion was coined by an American newspaper man, Jimmy Breslin, in the book Notes from Impeachment Summer, published in 1975. The book deals with the Watergate scandal. It reads, all political power is primarily an illusion, mirrors and blue smoke. Beautiful blue smoke rolling over the surface of highly polished mirrors. In popular phrases, the saying was abbreviated to the phrase we know today, smoke and mirrors. Today, you'll still hear this phrase. It is used when you are trying to tell others that there is some sort of trickery or deception happening, that the truth is being covered up. An example sentence is, the candidate has been accused of using smoke and mirrors during the debate to undermine the credibility of his opponent. Well, looks like they're in a bit of trouble. Let's leave them and move into our next phrase. Blow smoke. Blow smoke means to intentionally misinform or deceive someone to cover something up. Are you just blowing smoke? Okay, this is one of my favorite sayings of the video. This saying has a longer version, and it was and still is said as blowing smoke up your ass. Now, this saying has a disturbing 18th century medical origin. So let me tell you the story of how this medical practice became a popular expression. It started in the 18th century England, where blowing smoke up your backside was an actual medical procedure. And no, I'm not kidding. The story goes, in 1746, when a woman was left unconscious after nearly drowning, her husband allegedly took the suggestion of administering a tobacco enema to revive her, a practice that was rising in popularity at the time as a possible answer to frequent local instances of drowning. Left with little choice, the man took a tobacco-filled pipe, inserted the stem into his wife's rectum, and, well, blew a bunch of smoke up there. As strange as it may sound today, it reportedly worked. The hot embers of the tobacco leaves jolted the wife back into consciousness, and the practice grew quickly from there. Are you saying, okay, but why tobacco? Why not just smoke from the household fire? Well, It all started with the indigenous Americans who used the tobacco plant to treat various ailments and invented what we refer to as the tobacco enema. English botanist, physician, and astrologer Nicholas Culpeper borrowed these practices to treat pain in his native England, with methods including enemas to treat inflammation as a result of colic or a hernia. By the late 1700s, the blowing smoke had become a regularly applied medical procedure, most used to revive people who thought to be nearly deceased, usually drowning victims. The process was so common, in fact, that several major waterways kept the instruments consisting of a bellows and a flexible tubing nearby just in case of such emergencies. The tobacco smoke was believed to increase the heart rate of the victim and encourage respiratory functions, as well as, well, dry out the insides of the waterlogged individual. I guess making this method of delivery more preferable than breathing air directly into the lungs through the mouth. Blowing smoke, of course, is no longer used today. However, the tobacco enema had a good run during the 18th century, and its usage even spread to treat additional ailments such as typhoid, headache, and stomach cramping. But with the 1811 discovery that tobacco is actually toxic to the cardiac system, the popularity of the practice of tobacco smoke enemas dwindled quickly from there. Even though the practice of blowing smoke into someone for a health reason has dissipated, the saying still exists. Today you will either hear blow smoke or the more informal term blowing smoke up my ass. Both mean the same thing, that you feel that you are being lied to or deceived. An example sentence is, he is just acting. He wants to be seen as interested in the proposal. I think he's blowing smoke up our asses. Well, they have things to talk about. Let's leave them and move on. Ooh, fun fact. Did you know that there are many types of foods that are smoked? Yep, that's right. Food smoking was invented as a process of preserving food to avoid food shortages. The process of food smoking is as old as the invention of fire for cooking. Early people relied on food smoking to preserve food for sustenance during droughts, epidemics, and the cold weather seasons. The smoke coming out of the fire during cooking is what cures the food by altering its chemical composition, which creates an unfavorable condition for bacteria growth. This not only increases the shelf life of food, but it can also add flavor to our foods. So what kind of foods do we smoke? Of course, there are the obvious meats and seafoods like ham, fish, and sausage, to name a few. But there are also cheeses like provolone and Gouda. Let's not forget that vegetables make this list, like peppers and eggplant. But there are even more than that. There are also beverages like beer, whiskey, and even teas that are smoked. And of course, let's not forget about some of the items that we use to season our foods, like smoked salts, paprikas, and even liquid smoke. This is just a small list of foods that are smoked. There are so many other foods and dishes where smoking is essential to their flavors. Well, that's the information that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed learning about the origins of our idioms and phrases. I would love to have you subscribe if you did. There is no smoke and mirrors here. Subscribing to the channel is free. Plus, it's quick and easy, and I would really appreciate it. Oh yeah, quick question before you go. Do you know any idioms or phrases around smoke? Maybe you know other idioms or phrases on an entirely different subject. I would love to see them. Leave them in the comments below. Thank you again for watching and subscribing. I really appreciate your support. Until next time.